Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Paul Hutchings. Hope you're having, oh, hold on here. I've got some random link on my screen that has nothing to do with me or what I'm going to talk about today. Apologize for that. This is Paul Hutchings coming to you with another episode of The Good Parts. I think I'm on episode 98. This is a daily social media show where I go live once a day, Monday through Friday, right around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to share one good part from my life and or business in an effort to help you and me create more prosperity, happiness, joy, abundance, goodness, freedom, all the good things life has to offer. And so I'm excited about the content today because as I listed in the title, I'm going to be sharing 4 keys, 4 simple steps to debt-free prosperity. These are tips I picked up in a book a number of years ago. This book my friend gave me. It's actually one of my neighbors. He knew that I was, working on building more freedom in my life. He knew that I was working on, entrepreneurial type things. And at the time I was living in a single wide mobile home. And so he gave me this book, which I'm very thankful for, because I picked up these 4 keys. I thought about them, I applied them, and the good news is they worked. These keys worked. So I'm passing them along today because they're definitely a good part of my philosophy that helped me a lot. And I'm hoping that they can do the same for you. If you are tuning in live, it would be greatly appreciated if you could follow Bill Fever's example and say, good morning. Good morning to you, Bill. Hope you're having a great day. Nick Romani, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in from West Virginia. Greg Napier, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in from Ohio. William, thanks for tuning in from Singapore. I've never been to Singapore. William, is Singapore cool? Tell us a little bit about Singapore. Would you recommend visiting? I'd love to hear more about, where you live. Ashley Casper says, happy Freedom Friday. Hey, happy Freedom Friday to you, Ashley Casper. And Veronique over in Belgium says, hello, Paul. Hello, Veronique. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so before I get into the content, to the 4 steps, I did have just 2 quick, exciting things to share with you guys. The first one is a voice message that we recently got from Feed My Starving Children, which is an organization that our company contributes to. We take a percentage of all the sales that we bring in, all the commissions we pay out, and our community and our business makes this possible. And this is just, to me, it's like one of the highlights of my life. It helps me to remember that, we're doing good things in the world. So I really want to share this with you. I hope you'll indulge me. It's only 38 seconds. So I'm going to add this to the stream with the HBA coming to you with an exciting announcement. Son of a biscuit. That's the wrong video. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can find the right video here. I apologize. It's funny. I did all this preparation before the live, and I still ended up sending in the wrong video. Okay,
hello,
here's the right one.
Amazing Freedom Crusaders. This is Jessica with Feed My Starving Children. You guys are amazing. Seriously, thank you so much for your continued support and providing so many meals each and every month to kids and families around the world. In August, you provided 6,117 nutritious meals. So what an incredible way to make a difference in the lives of so many children and families by bringing them nutrition and hope for a future. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Yay! So I wanted to share that with you guys. Some of you are working with me in business and you're contributing directly to make that happen. Others of you are just tuning into my content and engaging. And regardless of how you're connected to me, I just love sharing that because the more successful I am and we are, the more we're able to feed starving kids. And when we have little results like that, I always feel like it's not me, it's us. So I like sharing those messages with you guys because it's great soul pay. So that was the first thing I wanted to share. Bill Fever's commenting, what an amazing feat. It really is. Veronique says, wow, whoo, congrats everyone. Christian says, I love the video of us serving at Feed My Starving Children. Yeah, isn't that so cool? And that was that's one of the things, this is just like a marketing tip, random marketing tip. So I got the voice message from Feed My Starving Children. It was a Google voice message and I wanted to share it, And so instead of just playing the voice message, I added that video footage of us serving at Feed My Starving Children, added some captions, added a little music. And I don't know, did you guys like that? I feel like, going a little bit extra in the content that you share is probably a good thing to do. Ashley says, it is so awesome to know what we do makes a difference in so many lives, isn't it? And Nick says, what a great cause. And Ashley says the ripple effect. Yeah. And then also the other thing that, that I love sharing that message, that another reason I love sharing that message that might be completely unrelated to donations and doing good things in the world, is that Jessica, she does not have to do that. We send the money every month. We've set a percentage. We calculate it at the end of every month. We've decided this is the charity we're going to support. So we're doing it. But Jessica, every single month, takes time out of her day to leave us these voice messages. And she does not have to do that. But it makes such a big difference to me and so many people, because they get to be reminded, we get to be reminded every month that, wow, we really are making a difference. Sending money off and never thinking about it is kind of like out of sight, out of mind. But those little messages Jessica leaves like refreshes it in our community. And I just wanted to highlight that, thanks and gratitude and recognition goes a long way. Okay, so that was the first exciting thing. And I promise I'm going to get to the content here very soon. The second exciting thing is that we in our company recently refreshed our sales page. We created a brand new sales video. And honestly, I was a little nervous about changing the sales material because this particular page was converting really well. If you're in online marketing, converting just means, out of every 100 people that come to the page, how many of them actually buy and get started? And that page was converting at right around a 2% rate, which is a pretty good conversion rate. We refreshed the page. And I want to show you guys the result on the very first full day that we put this page live. This is the number, 3.51%. So I was blown away to see that. And, we're continuing to watch it, of course, but that's almost a double in the conversion rate of that page. And so, one of the things I'll pass along one tip, if you're creating sales material, one thing that you'll notice if you watch that video, and you can watch it if you're, building business with me. If you're not building business with me, I still think it would be a good video to watch because it is producing great results. One thing you'll notice if you watch that is the vast majority of the video is talking about what the person watching the video wants. So it's not a ton of time going into product and comp plan. I mean, there's a little bit of that, but most of it is talking about what the person wants. And I think that's a really great thing to keep in mind if you're in sales. The difference between features and benefits. A feature is what the thing is, and a benefit is what the thing does. So that's just a little tip for sales and marketing. And if you want to see that sales video, you can visit my website at paulhutchings.net/GIFTS, and then just click on the button that says grow residual income. You'll put your name and email in, and then it'll take you straight away to that page, and you can watch it and see what a very high converting sales page looks like. Okay, so now that those exciting good news announcements are out of the way, I want to get into the content. And thank you so much, everyone, for your comments below. I will get back to all of them. 4 laws to debt-free prosperity, or 4 simple steps to debt-free prosperity. So step number 1 is to target. What's targeting? Targeting is just setting a very clear goal. What can that look like? In my journey, one of the things I did is I set a very specific monthly residual income number amount. I went to bed thinking about it. I woke up thinking about it. I worked throughout the day to bring that vision into pass. That's an example of setting a very clear, specific goal. Getting out of debt. What would be an example of that? Well, if you've got debt, if you've got car payments, house payment, credit card payments, whatever else you might have, you can set the long-term goal of being out of debt completely, but then you can set the short-term goal of, okay, first, my target is to get rid of my car payments. And someone in our community just recently was doing that. And I apologize, I forget who it was, but I think it was Christian and Rita Joy, actually. So Christian and Rita Joy, I think they said they're paying off their car last couple of payments here over the next month or two. So they had this target, okay? So target, that's step number 1. Step number 2 is to track. I'll just give you all 4 steps and then I'll talk about them. Target, track, trim, and train. Okay. So target, set the goal. Track. What's track? Track is where you keep track of your activities, what you're doing. If we're talking about money and getting out of debt, you want to keep track of that. Every month, you want to look at the number. You want to look at your payments. You want to see like how's my progress coming along. If you're, generating income via a business, and even if you're not generating income via a business, one thing that's really good to do, regardless of what you're doing, is to track your income and your expenses. You can do this with all kinds of tools. They have some free tools out there. I nowadays use QuickBooks Online. But what I noticed is that in tracking my expenses, I became aware of money that was going out that didn't need to be going out. Okay. I noticed it because I was looking at it. But most people, this is my theory, most people, their money is out of sight, out of mind. They don't think about it. And so every month they're charging things on the credit card. Every month they're buying stuff and they're never looking at like the damage, like what's happening. And if you're not looking at your money, if you're not tracking, then it's really easy to be paying for things that maybe you bought a year ago, you're no longer using, but my gosh, you're still paying for them. If you're not tracking, you're going to miss those things. So target, track, have some kind of a tracking process. And then the next one is trim. And by the way, one of the things that I love about these 4 steps is they not only apply to debt-free prosperity, but they really apply to the setting and achieving of any goal, really. Setting a goal, if you want to, lose weight, one thing that's great to do is to track your workouts, track your nutrition, track your activity. If you want to grow a business, here's another thing that's good to do. Track your daily business building activities. Over the years, I've been building business from home for just under 2 decades. And every once in a while, someone will come along and be like, I'm struggling. I'm struggling. It's just not working. And I'm like, okay, well, show me, what have you been doing? Like, show me your tracking journal. And it's like crickets, because a lot of times you might think you're in business, but if you're not working, you're not in business. And a way to know if you're working is to track your activities. In our company, we have a contact tracker, where if you're connecting with people, track who did you talk to? How did the conversation go? How many people did you talk to? How many invitations did you give? And having some sort of visual representation to look at just clears up so much, So target, track, trim. What's trim? Well, in debt-free prosperity, it's trim away every single unnecessary expense that you have. Cut that down to as low as it can go, because the truth is financial freedom is a function of inflow of money, outflow of expenses. So if you want to say be free, which would mean to grow a residual income that equals or surpasses your monthly expenses, one way to make that goal easier to achieve is to lower your monthly expenses. This is one of the reasons that my wife and I we're living in a single wide mobile home, because we wanted to keep our expenses low. We didn't want to have a bunch of money going out to a mortgage payment, to interest, to the bank. We wanted to keep those expenses low because we had a dream to be financially free. So trim away whatever is unnecessary in your spending. And then the last step is to train yourself. Read books on finance, read books on business, read books on, all kinds of things, anything that's going to help you with that goal, money management, prosperity thinking, success, train, whatever type of business you're in. If you want to increase your income, you want to increase what's up here. You want to train yourself. So target, track, trim, and train. I have followed these 4 steps somewhat religiously, for many years now. I started in a single wide mobile home, was jobless, not making much money. In fact, it was like a few $100s a month. After I quit my job, I was making a few $100s a month, living in a trailer. And I read this book, and this was one of the things that I started to do. And 10 years later, completely financially free. So these tips really helped me. I hope they will help you. Wanted to pass them along today. And that's the episode for today. So if you are finding me for the first time and you got value from this video and would like to get more from me, I would love to invite you to subscribe to me on social media, and or the best way to make sure you get all of my future content is to visit this website link that I flashed on the screen earlier, paulhutchings.net/GIFTS. Pick a cool free gift, whatever one is most appealing to you. And then you'll be subscribed to my email list to be sure that you get all of my future content. So with that, I'm going to jump to the comments here and see what everyone is saying. So let's see. Bill Fever says, love the video, even though I was in it. Were you in it or were you not in it? Regardless, I'm glad you loved the video. Veronique says, very nice video, just like a real professional. Awesome. Thank you so much. Kevin Co says, being there equals 10x. Yeah, Kevin was there with us. What an experience. You know, if you ever have a chance, by the way, if you ever have a chance to volunteer at a Feed My Starving Children packing location, I highly recommend that you do it. They have them all over the country, and it's just an incredible, incredible experience. Denny Krenza says, kids need us. Love this purpose in our platform and community. Yay. So glad you like it. Nick says, just amazing. Ashley says, you did an amazing job on the video. Thank you. Thank you. Veronique says, sometimes you need an update and have to jump. Yeah, updates, right? We all need updates. We all need reminders. Nick says, the new video is incredible and heartfelt, honest and down to earth. Yay, so glad you like it, Nick. David Twomey says, the message in the video shows how happy we all feel supporting Feed My Starving Children. It really does, doesn't it? And it's good to be happy with whatever it is that you're doing, you know? So I like that. Minister Christian says, yes, we are paying off our van thanks to your guidance, Paul. Woohoo! So excited to hear that. You guys, we're going to have to do a big celebration for you. Make a big deal out of that, you know, like whenever the last moment is to go send that last payment, record a video, take a picture, like do something to document that event. I think that is really good for your marketing. And I also think it's really good for inspiring others, you know, to get out of debt. So Veronique says, great advice. Thank you so much. Nick says, yeah, you're right, Paul. I need to track my expenses. I'm really bad about that and get in trouble with my wife all the time. Well, you know, the good news is having things to improve on makes life worthwhile. If you were perfect and you had nothing to improve on, it would be pretty boring. So yeah, I mean, I like that you're highlighting that, Nick, and you can definitely do it. William says, great tips. And thanks, Paul. My pleasure. Thanks for tuning in today, William. Bill Fever says, what is the name of the book? I think it's called 4 Laws to Debt-Free Prosperity. Let me look it up on Google here. 4 Laws to Debt-Free. The 4 Laws to Debt-Free. Yeah, that's it. And it's by Blaine Harris and Charles Conrad. The 4 Laws of Debt-Free Prosperity or Financial Prosperity or something like that. The guy who gave it to me actually knew the authors. He was working with them in business. And so, yeah. Ashley Capper says, thank you so much for pouring out your wisdom for all of us to learn from. My pleasure. Thank you. I'm glad you think it's wisdom because you never know, you know, and I appreciate the encouragement. Bill Fever says, love this live. I'm going to implement this. Awesome. Rita Joy says, we have the 4 G's now and now the 4 T's. I love alliteration. Alliteration. That's a word I'm going to have to look up on the dictionary. So I appreciate that, Rita Joy. Bill Fever says, I was in the video. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know you're in the video on the sales video, but this one I showed this morning was a new edit, so I couldn't remember who was in it and who wasn't in it. Greg said, I had a great experience packing at Feed My Starving Children. So happy to hear that, Greg. And Jeff Topper says, great steps. Thanks. I love this quote by Dave Ramsey. A budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. So that's good. Yeah, that's good. You know, funny enough, I don't know that I've ever really had a budget. Like when I first got married, we tried and as far as I know, like a budget is where you kind of like plan your expenses beforehand. So I'm not saying don't do that. I mean, it sounds like a good idea, but my philosophy has always been, just reduce expenses as much as possible and maximize income as much as possible. And then stay in touch with it all, like on a daily or a weekly or a monthly basis. And I found that you know, that worked well. You know, just be frugal. Like Dave Ramsey says, live like no one else now, so you can live like no one else later. Be willing to sacrifice in the beginning. I love that part about my story, honestly, that we lived in a single wide trailer house because it's a really good demonstration. See, we didn't have to live in a trailer. I had a job and we could have got a mortgage and got a house, but we chose to live in a trailer because we wanted to live like no one else then, so we can live like no one else now. And it worked. It absolutely worked. It's one of my favorite quotes by Dave Ramsey. I don't know if I know any other thing that he said. Live like no one else now so you can live like no one else later. Such great advice. Thanks for that, Jeff. Veronique says, thanks, Paul. Peter can read again. Awesome. Christy Hall says, my dad taught me delayed gratification. Huge, huge, huge thing to do if you want to be financially independent. So thank you, Christy. Shout out to your dad. And Booker, who's the man with the master plan? The Booker, the Booker, the Booker. Love you, Booker. He says that's it. So, all right, guys. Well, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you have an amazing day. Hope you have a great weekend. Get out there, take action, go for your dreams. There are better things waiting for you in your future. And I will be back Monday with episode 99 of The Good Parts. Thanks, everyone, for the comments and engagement. I love you guys. And bye for now.